When we talk about nutrient deficiencies, most people immediately assume it only happens in situations of extreme poverty or food shortage. But the reality is very different today. We live in a time where food is everywhere, yet true nutrition is often missing. Many people are eating enough calories, sometimes even too many, but their bodies are still starving for the vitamins, minerals, and essential nutrients that keep every cell functioning properly. This is one of the biggest hidden health challenges of the modern world, and most people don't even realize it's happening inside their own bodies. One of the main reasons is the shift toward processed and ultra-processed foods. These foods are designed to taste good, last long on shelves, and be convenient, but during processing, many natural nutrients are stripped away. What's often added back are synthetic versions of certain vitamins, but these rarely replace the full spectrum of nutrients found in real, whole foods. When someone lives on packaged snacks, refined sugars, and fast food, they may feel full, but their cells are still searching for real nourishment. Another factor is soil depletion. Decades ago, fruits and vegetables often contained higher levels of minerals because the soil was richer. Today, in many places, farming practices focus on yield and speed rather than soil restoration. That means even when you're eating vegetables, you might not be getting the same nutrient density your grandparents did. This doesn't mean vegetables are bad. It just means quality and variety matter more than ever. Then we have chronic stress, which is extremely common in modern life. When your body is under stress, it burns through nutrients faster, especially magnesium, B vitamins, and vitamin C. Think of stress like pressing the accelerator in your car. The harder you push, the faster you burn fuel. If you don't replace that fuel properly, systems in the body start to slow down or malfunction. This is why people under constant stress often feel exhausted, get sick more easily, or struggle with sleep and mood. Sleep itself is another hidden piece of the nutrient puzzle. Poor sleep disrupts hormones that control hunger, metabolism, and nutrient absorption. When you don't sleep well, your body craves quick energy foods, usually sugar and refined carbs, which further drains nutrients instead of restoring them. It becomes a cycle that many people are trapped in without realizing it. Medications can also play a role. Many common medications can interfere with nutrient absorption or increase nutrient loss. For example, some can reduce levels of B vitamins, magnesium, or even electrolytes. This doesn't mean medications are bad or shouldn't be used when needed, but it does mean nutritional awareness becomes even more important. Age is another factor people often overlook. As we get older, the body naturally becomes less efficient at absorbing certain nutrients, especially B12, calcium, and magnesium. At the same time, the body may need more support to maintain muscle, brain health, and immune function. Without adjusting nutrition, deficiencies can slowly develop over time. The biggest challenge is that nutrient deficiencies rarely show up overnight. They build slowly. Maybe you feel a little more tired than usual. Maybe your skin changes or your focus isn't as sharp. Maybe you catch colds more often. These small signals are your body trying to communicate, but most people ignore them until the symptoms become louder. The good news is the body is incredibly responsive when you give it what it needs. When you start focusing on real, nutrient-dense foods, managing stress, improving sleep, and supporting your body with the right nutrition, you can often feel changes faster than you expect. Energy improves, mental clarity improves, immunity strengthens, the body starts repairing itself because now it finally has the tools to do the job. And that's the key message to remember. Your body is not designed to fail. It's designed to heal when you supply what it truly needs. If you ignore nutrition, your body whispers, then it warns, and eventually it forces you to listen. Now, once you understand why nutrient deficiencies are so common today, the next step is learning how your body actually signals that something is missing. The body is always communicating. The problem is, most people don't recognize the language. They wait for major disease or serious diagnosis. But long before that happens, the body sends small physical warning signs that nutrients are running low. One of the most common signals is constant fatigue. Not just I slept late last night. Tired, but deep, ongoing exhaustion that doesn't improve much with rest. This can often be linked to low iron, low vitamin B12, or even magnesium deficiency. These nutrients are essential for energy production at the cellular level. When they're low, your body is literally struggling to create energy, no matter how much coffee or sugar you consume. Hair thinning or excessive hair fall is another big signal people ignore. Hair is not essential for survival, so when the body is low on nutrients, it redirects resources toward vital organs first. Low protein intake, low zinc, low biotin, or even iron deficiency can all show up through changes in hair strength, thickness, and growth rate. Many people try expensive hair products without realizing the real solution often starts inside the body. The skin changes are another powerful indicator. Dry skin, flaky patches, slow wound healing, or cracked lips can point toward deficiencies in B vitamins, essential fatty acids, or vitamin A. Your skin is one of the fastest renewing organs in the body, which means it needs a constant supply of nutrients. When nutrients drop, the skin often shows it quickly. Muscle cramps and twitching are also very common today, especially at night. Many people think it's just dehydration, but often it's related to low magnesium, potassium, or calcium. These minerals control muscle contraction and nerve signals. When levels drop, muscles can contract uncontrollably, leading to cramps, tightness, or restless legs. Another major sign is getting sick frequently. If someone catches every cold going around or takes a long time to recover from simple infections, the immune system may be lacking key nutrients. Vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, and selenium all play major roles in immune defense. Without them, the immune system becomes slower and less effective. Even nail health can reveal nutrient status. Brittle nails, ridges, or slow growth can point toward deficiencies in iron, protein, or certain B vitamins. Again, these are not cosmetic problems. They're often internal signals showing the body is running low on building materials. Vision changes can also appear with nutrient deficiencies. For example, low vitamin A can affect night vision, while low omega-3 fatty acids can contribute to dry eyes. The eyes require constant nutritional support because they have high metabolic activity. Another overlooked sign is slow recovery after exercise or physical activity. If muscles stay sore for days or strength doesn't improve despite training, it may signal low protein, magnesium, or certain antioxidants. The body needs nutrients to repair tissue and reduce inflammation after physical stress. What's important to understand is that these signs rarely happen alone. The body usually sends multiple signals at the same time. Someone might feel tired, have dry skin, and get frequent headaches. When you start connecting these signs, you begin to see a bigger picture. The body is asking for nutritional support. The challenge is that many people normalize these symptoms. They think feeling tired all the time is just part of getting older. They think hair thinning is just genetics. They think poor immunity is just bad luck. But often these are not random problems. They are patterns. And here's the encouraging part. When nutrient levels improve, many of these symptoms improve too. Energy often comes back. Skin looks healthier, hair becomes stronger, immunity improves. The body is incredibly adaptable when you give it the raw materials it needs to function. The goal is not perfection. The goal is awareness. When you start listening to your body early, you can correct imbalances before they turn into bigger health issues later. Small nutritional corrections today can prevent major health struggles tomorrow. Your body is constantly talking to you through symptoms. And the earlier you listen, the easier it is to change the outcome. Now, beyond the physical signs, there's another layer that many people overlook, and that's how nutrient deficiencies affect the brain, mood, and emotional stability. The brain is one of the most nutrient-demanding organs in the body. Even though it makes up a small percentage of body weight, it consumes a massive amount of energy and requires a constant supply of vitamins, minerals, fatty acids, and amino acids to function properly. When those nutrients are missing, the effects often show up in thinking patterns, emotions, and mental clarity long before people suspect nutrition is the cause. One of the most common complaints today is brain fog, that feeling where you walk into a room and forget why you're there, or you struggle to focus on simple tasks. Many people blame stress or age, but nutrition plays a huge role here. B vitamins, especially B12 and folate, are critical for nerve function and brain energy. Omega-3 fatty acids help build brain cell membranes and support communication between brain cells. When these are low, thinking can feel slow, cloudy, and unfocused. Mood swings are another major signal. When someone feels emotionally stable one moment and overwhelmed or irritable the next, it can sometimes be linked to nutrient imbalances. Magnesium plays a major role in calming the nervous system. Vitamin D supports mood regulation and brain signaling. Low levels of these nutrients have been associated with increased feelings of anxiety, low mood, and emotional instability. The brain is very sensitive to nutrient shortages because it relies on precise chemical signaling to maintain emotional balance. Sleep problems are also strongly connected to nutrition. Many people struggle to fall asleep, stay asleep, or wake up feeling rested. Magnesium helps relax muscles and calm the nervous system before sleep. Vitamin B6 helps support the production of neurotransmitters that regulate sleep cycles. When these nutrients are low, the body may feel tired, but the brain stays wired. Over time, poor sleep creates a domino effect, making nutrient deficiencies worse and increasing stress hormones. Memory issues are another early signal that often gets ignored. Forgetting names, losing track of conversations, or struggling to recall information can sometimes be linked to low B12, low omega-3s, or even low antioxidants that protect brain cells from damage. The brain is constantly rebuilding connections, and without the right nutrients, that repair process slows down. Another subtle sign is increased irritability or feeling easily overwhelmed. This can sometimes be linked to blood sugar instability combined with low mineral levels. When blood sugar spikes and crashes frequently, it stresses the brain and nervous system. If minerals like magnesium and chromium are also low, the body struggles even more to maintain stable energy and mood. What's fascinating is how quickly the brain can respond when nutrient levels improve. Many people report better focus, more stable mood, and improved mental clarity within weeks of improving their diet and nutrient intake. That's because the brain is incredibly adaptable. When you supply the building blocks it needs, it starts repairing and optimizing functions surprisingly fast. Another factor people don't always realize is inflammation in the brain. Poor diet, high sugar intake, and nutrient deficiencies can all contribute to low-grade inflammation, which can affect mood, focus, and mental energy. Nutrients like omega-3 fatty acids, vitamin D, and antioxidants help calm this inflammation and support healthier brain function. The key idea here is that mental and emotional symptoms are not always just in your head. They can be biochemical signals from the body asking for support. The brain is not separate from the body. It's deeply connected to everything you eat, absorb, and utilize at the cellular level. This doesn't mean every mental health challenge is caused by nutrition, but it does mean nutrition is often a missing piece of the puzzle. When you combine good nutrition with healthy lifestyle habits, stress management, and proper sleep, you give your brain the best possible environment to function well. When people start supporting their brain nutritionally, they often feel more like themselves again, more focused, more emotionally balanced, more mentally resilient. And that can change how they show up in every area of life. From work performance to relationships to overall confidence, your brain can only perform as well as the nutrients you give it. Feed it wisely, and it will reward you with clarity, stability, and strength. Now, once you understand the physical and mental signs of nutrient deficiencies, the next piece of the puzzle is looking at everyday habits that quietly drain nutrients from the body. This is where many people get surprised, because they think deficiencies only come from not eating enough healthy food. But in reality, you can be eating relatively well and still lose nutrients faster than you replace them if certain lifestyle habits are in place. One of the biggest nutrient draining habits today is excess sugar consumption. Sugar doesn't just add empty calories, it actually uses up nutrients during metabolism. For example, magnesium and B vitamins are required to help process sugar in the body. The more sugar someone consumes, the more the body has to pull from its nutrient reserves just to manage blood sugar levels. Over time, this can contribute to fatigue, cravings, and even nerve or muscle symptoms linked to mineral depletion. High caffeine intake is another common factor. While caffeine can temporarily increase alertness, excessive intake can interfere with nutrient absorption and increase the loss of certain minerals through urine. Magnesium, calcium, and some B vitamins can be affected. Many people rely on multiple cups of coffee or energy drinks just to get through the day, not realizing they may be creating a cycle where they feel tired because nutrients are low, then use caffeine, which further drains those nutrients. Smoking is another major contributor to nutrient depletion. It increases oxidative stress in the body, which raises the demand for antioxidant TS like vitamin C, vitamin E, and other protective compounds. The body uses these nutrients to try to repair damage caused by toxins. Over time, This can accelerate aging processes and weaken immune function if nutrients aren't replaced adequately. Chronic stress is one of the most powerful nutrient drainers of all. When stress hormones stay elevated for long periods, the body uses more magnesium, vitamin C, B vitamins, and protein. Stress keeps the body in a survival mode where resources are constantly being used to maintain alertness and respond to perceived threats. The problem is modern stress is often psychological and constant. Work pressure, financial stress, digital overload, so the body never fully gets a chance to recover and rebuild nutrient stores. Another major factor is lack of sunlight. Many people spend most of their time indoors, especially with modern office jobs and screen-based lifestyles. Sunlight triggers vitamin D production in the skin, and vitamin D is involved in immune function, mood regulation, bone health, and hormone balance. Low vitamin D levels are extremely common worldwide, and many people don't realize how much it can affect energy, immunity, and even mental health. Poor gut health is another hidden lifestyle factor. Even if someone eats nutrient-rich foods, if the gut lining is inflamed or digestion is weak, nutrients may not be absorbed efficiently. Factors like chronic stress, poor diet, alcohol, and certain medications can disrupt gut bacteria and digestive function. When absorption drops, deficiencies can develop even when diet appears good on paper. Alcohol consumption can also play a role. Alcohol can interfere with absorbed ion of B vitamins, magnesium, and zinc, while also increasing inflammation in the digestive system. Occasional intake may not cause major issues for most people, but regular or excessive intake can gradually impact nutrient balance. Another overlooked factor is intense or excessive exercise without proper recovery nutrition. Exercise is healthy, but it increases the body's need for protein, electrolytes, and antioxidants. If someone trains hard but doesn't replenish properly, nutrient depletion can occur, leading to fatigue, poor recovery, or increased injury risk. The key message here is that modern life doesn't just reduce nutrient intake, it often increases nutrient demand at the same time. That creates a gap. If you're losing nutrients faster than you're replacing them, deficiencies can develop even if you think you're eating fairly well. The good news is awareness gives you power. When you recognize which habits increase nutrient loss, you can balance them. You don't have to live perfectly. You just have to support your body intentionally. Improving diet quality, managing stress, getting sunlight, supporting gut health, and staying hydrated with minerals. Small daily choices either build nutrient reserves or slowly drain them. And over months or years, those choices shape how your body feels, functions, and ages. Your daily habits are either feeding your cells or draining them, and the body always keeps score. Now, after understanding why deficiencies happen, how the body signals them, and how daily habits can drain nutrients, the next logical step is focusing on how to correct these deficiencies in a natural, sustainable way. The goal is not to chase symptoms with random supplements or quick fixes. The goal is to rebuild the body's nutrient foundation so every system can function the way it was designed to. The first and most powerful step is returning to real whole foods. Whole foods contain complex combinations of vitamins, minerals, enzymes, fiber, and phytonutrients that work together in ways science is still discovering. When you eat foods in their natural state, vegetables, high-quality proteins, healthy fats, nuts, seeds, and whole food sources, you're giving your body not just isolated nutrients, but complete nutritional packages that support absorption and function. Color variety in foods is another simple but powerful strategy. Different colors in vegetables and fruits often represent different nutrient groups. Dark leafy greens are rich in magnesium, folate, and vitamin K. Orange and yellow vegetables often contain beta-carotene and antioxidants. Red and purple foods contain compounds that support circulation and cellular protection. When someone eats the same few foods every day, they limit nutrient diversity. But when plates become more colorful, nutrient coverage naturally expands. Healthy fats are also essential and often misunderstood. Many people spent years fearing fats, but certain fats are critical for nutrient absorption, hormone balance, and brain health. Vitamins A, D, E, and K are fat-soluble, meaning they require fat to be absorbed properly. Foods like olive oil, avocados, nuts, seeds, and fatty fish help the body utilize these nutrients more efficiently. Without enough healthy fat, even a good diet can fall short in nutrient absorption. Protein is another key foundation. Protein provides amino acids, which are the building blocks for muscles, enzymes, neurotransmitters, and immune molecules. Many people don't consume enough high-quality protein, especially as they age. When protein intake is too low, the body struggles to repair tissue, maintain muscle, and support immune function. Including protein in each meal helps stabilize blood sugar and supports overall nutrient utilization. Hydration also plays a bigger role than most people realize. Nutrients travel through the bloodstream, and water helps transport them into cells. But hydration isn't just about plain water. Electrolytes like sodium, potassium, and magnesium help maintain fluid balance and support nerve and muscle function. If someone drinks large amounts of water but lacks electrolytes, they may still feel fatigued or weak. Supporting gut health is another major piece of correcting deficiencies. The gut is where most nutrient absorption happens. Fermented foods, fiber-rich vegetables, and reducing processed foods can help support beneficial gut bacteria. When the gut environment improves, nutrient absorption often improves automatically. Another important principle is consistency. The body rebuilds nutrient stores over time. One healthy meal doesn't fix a deficiency, just like one unhealthy meal doesn't create one. It's the pattern that matters. Daily choices gradually refill nutrient reserves and allow the body to repair itself at the cellular level. It's also important to understand that more is not always better when it comes to supplements. Targeted supplementation can be helpful when deficiencies are confirmed, but random high-dose supplementation can sometimes create imbalances. The body, RKS on balance, not extremes. That's why focusing on food first creates a safer and more sustainable foundation. Lifestyle also supports nutrient correction. Good sleep helps regulate hormones that control nutrient usage and repair. Stress management helps preserve magnesium and B vitamins. Sun exposure helps restore vitamin D levels naturally. When these lifestyle factors improve alongside diet, results often accelerate. The most encouraging part is how quickly the body can respond when it finally receives what it needs. Many people notice improved energy, better focus, stronger immunity, and improved mood within weeks of improving nutrition and lifestyle. That's because the body is constantly trying to heal. It just needs the right raw materials. True health doesn't come from chasing symptoms. It comes from rebuilding the body's nutrient foundation so problems have less chance to start in the first place. Give your body the nutrients it recognizes, and it will do what it was designed to do: repair, protect, and perform at its best. Now, after learning how deficiencies develop, how the body signals them, how lifestyle habits drain nutrients, and how to rebuild nutrition naturally, the final piece is knowing when to go deeper and get more precise with testing and professional guidance. Because while food and lifestyle are the foundation, sometimes the body needs a more targeted, personalized approach to fully correct deeper imbalances. One of the biggest mistakes people make is guessing. They read one article, hear one symptom, and immediately assume they know exactly which nutrient they need. Then they start taking multiple supplements without really knowing if that's what their body actually requires. The human body is complex. Symptoms can overlap between different deficiencies. For example, fatigue can come from low iron, low B12, low magnesium, low vitamin D, poor sleep, chronic stress, or even blood sugar instability. Without testing, it's easy to miss the real root cause. This is where lab testing can become very helpful. Blood tests can help identify certain nutrient levels, hormone imbalances, inflammation markers, and metabolic patterns. While not every nutrient is perfectly reflected in blood work, testing can still provide valuable direction. It helps narrow down where the biggest gaps may be rather than guessing blindly. Another advantage of testing is tracking progress. If someone corrects their nutrition and lifestyle, repeat testing can show whether levels are improving. This gives motivation and clarity. Instead of wondering if changes are working, you can actually see biological improvement happening. Personalization is extremely important because nutrient needs are not identical for everyone. Age, stress level, activity level, digestive health, medications, and even genetics can influence how someone absorbs and uses nutrients. Two people can eat the same diet and still have different nutrient levels because their bodies process nutrients differently. Working with qualified health professionals can help interpret results correctly. Lab numbers alone don't tell the full story. Context matters. Symptoms matter. Lifestyle matters. A skilled professional can connect the dots and help create a plan that is realistic, safe, and effective for that individual. Another important concept is avoiding the more is better.
Our mindset with supplements.
Some nutrients compete with each other for absorption. Taking very high doses of one nutrient can sometimes create imbalances in another. The body works best when nutrients exist in balance and proportion. That's why targeted supplementation based on real need is usually safer than random high-dose supplementation. It's also important to understand that supplements are meant to supplement, not replace, good nutrition. Food contains thousands of supportive compounds that science still hasn't fully isolated or replicated. Supplements can help fill specific gaps, but they work best when built on top of a strong dietary foundation. For people with persistent symptoms that don't improve with diet and lifestyle changes, testing becomes even more important. Sometimes hidden issues like digestive problems, chronic inflammation, or metabolic imbalances can interfere with nutrient absorption and usage. Identifying these deeper issues can be life-changing because it allows treatment to target the true root cause instead of just symptoms. Prevention is always easier than correction. When people regularly monitor their health, support their nutrition, and stay aware of how their body feels, they often avoid bigger health problems later. Small adjustments early can prevent major interventions later. The goal is not to become obsessed with numbers or testing. The goal is awareness and precision. When you combine good nutrition, healthy lifestyle habits, body awareness, and smart testing when needed, you create a powerful system for long-term health. The most empowering part is understanding that health is not random. The body follows biological rules. When you give it the right nutrients, support its systems, and correct imbalances early, it responds in predictable and often remarkable ways. True health comes from combining knowledge with action, learning what your body needs, and then consistently giving it that support. Your body doesn't need guesswork. It needs the right support at the right time in the right balance.